Okay, so what about time? How, I know both of you guys are pretty much in the same ballpark of standing up a CDP, right? Somewhere between, I think, the 90 days to the 120 days from beginning to end. But how much is this time consuming that is on the client side? The customers, we said that we need IT and marketers, right, to be involved. But I don't think they understand how much they need to be involved in this process. Can you guys talk about like the investment that the client needs to do beyond just the check, but the time investment that needs to be put in to make sure that the CDP is set up with the right use cases, with the right data, and with actually the right structure to support it post standing it up? James, what do you think?
Dave, I'll follow you. I went first last time. Thanks, though.
I'll just say that all depends on how well they want it to go, and then James, you can take it.
You got to talk a little more. What is it? How well they want it to go?
Yeah, I mean,
add some more.
The time investment. I mean, I've seen customers try to shortchange it, and I've seen customers invest heavily. We have like one customer comes to mind. They are in year 2 of their CDP journey, and they laid out like a very clean change management program. They have a lot of tech debt that they're retiring as part of that process, and we're excited for the progress they're making. It's a massive company in an industry where companies don't typically make dramatic moves, so it's they're doing it right, and they've not really had anything go wrong. Is probably the best way to put it. They're not making any mistakes. We've also had customers that were like, we need this to be up and running in 60 days type of thing. And, again, it's just a matter of the trade-off of what you can do very quickly and how much the customer is willing to invest. But I'd say like having a strong champion at the customer is usually the most important thing. Is there a champion that has the right organizational alignment to get things done? That's got a, sort of a mandate around this project, because I mean, it will touch every corner of an enterprise before it's done.
Yeah, Dave, I was going to say the same thing there. Simply, think of an executive sponsor. Champion's another word, same thing. But the whole point here is that you've got someone who is essentially signing the check and or ensuring that there is accountability, right? And the next level of accountability goes down towards tactical work. And so there's 3 roles that we recommend being involved in an implementation. You've got the technician, which is the data analyst, or if necessary, a data engineer. The other is the project manager, right? And the project manager knows the organization, they know the stakeholders involved, they can keep people on track, and they can ensure that use cases are not just defined, but implemented on time and in budget. And then the final group is your actual end users. So your marketers, your business teams. And the point here is that the investment needs to go across these different personalities or stakeholders, ensuring that use cases are defined at the beginning properly and within proper scope, so that they can be delivered on time and under budget. Jerry, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm along the same. We've seen the most success I've seen is having on the customer side 2 folks, one that is an architect, technically heavy, understands data, understands systems, and then also a business stakeholder that is representing the marketers. Because there's going to be a lot of hand-holding throughout the process of explaining why this needs to be done in a certain way in a CDP. Not only why, how is this going to impact business as usual? How do we go from how we're doing things today to we do it with a CDP in the mix, right? Like the CDP is not coming in most cases I've seen, it's not coming in as a clean slate, right? It's coming in as a tool that it's going to sit between already existing tools, or it's going to bring its own squad with it, right? So if we're thinking about a CDP that is going to allow you to do site personalization in an orchestrated fashion, or allows you to do email triggers in an orchestrated fashion, or push notification, right? It's it's a tool that is going to be sitting in between. You might already have a push notification system that is happening maybe manually, or it's happening with a service that is getting data from the EDW. So now you're putting the CDP between the EDW and the end. And that is, I mean, that's going to disrupt things. And in many cases, there's a lot of time spent in explaining to the tech people, how is this change going to happen? And then also explain to the business, how is this not going to impact what they do, the business as usual. I think it's a gap where not many customers see the importance of that. And the most success I've seen is where customers early on identified these two roles, as well as a PM, right? Like someone, 100%, this is a giant project from a vendor side, but also from a customer side. And PMs need to make sure that they're in sync, not only on the process of how they're doing, standing up the product, but also how are they managing what the marketers want, or how these use cases. Marketers are going to be excited. They're going to come in and they're going to say, we want to do all these things. And then you're going to say, okay, this is great, but hey, this year on the first, in your contract, you're only going to do this. Next year, we'll do more. So that type of planning, you can think of it of like a program management or a project, but that is crucial to make sure that the customer feels that their investment is in the right place and feels that this project is going to go change what they do today, but change it to the better.
Yeah, completely agree.